All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm your host, Joey, and this week we're reviewing The Blackening. The Blackening is directed by Tim Story, written by Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins. Oh, based on The Blackening by Pete. So apparently it's based on a book. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Cinematography by Todd A. Dos Rios. Edited by Peter S. Elliott. Music by Dexter Story. Production companies are MRC, The Story Company, Tracy Yvonne Productions, Artist First, Catchlight Studios. Distributed by Lionsgate with a release date of September 16, 2022 at TIFF and June 16, 2023 in the wider United States. The Blackening has a crisp runtime of 97 minutes, and on a budget of $5 million, The Blackening has brought in a domestic box office of $6 million. The Blackening currently is sitting at a Rotten Tomatoes score of 86% from 92 reviews, an 83% audience score of 250 plus verified ratings, and a Metacritic score of 70 from 24 reviews, and 2.8 from 12 ratings. But the people whose opinions matter most are ours, and you're getting 10 minutes of spoiler-free starting now. This Metacritic score is crazy.
Okay, you're right. My camera's
not enough
the wrong
people,
way
man.
You son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
Real quick though,
to God.
I feel like I think from what I heard, it started off from a skit.
Oh.
The whole movie?
Yeah, and then they like fleshed it out into a full movie.
You know what? If someone told me, like, you're telling me that now, I don't fucking believe you. I do not believe that whatsoever. That's crazy. Because it doesn't feel like it started as something small. This feels so well thought out and so thought-provoking and so good. I mean, there's so many levels to it. And it's gonna, we are not speaking from a black person's experience. So, this is all conjecture just based off of what I've heard. But, like, I think there's so much that this movie does, and it does it perfectly. Yeah. I love this movie. I think this movie is perfect. It's so good.
I think it's the best of its kind. But also, too, I think which is interesting, because there are some things that culturally do, like, kind of hit for like Hispanics as well. Like, I think obviously if you're a person, if you're a black person, I think there's a lot more things like the inside jokes that I didn't get. I mean, overall it's super funny, but I think there's a lot of that's like, oh, if you're born like an urban suburban type area, you're going to get a lot of these jokes. Like if you're a person of color. Mm-hmm. And I think it did do a good job of being wide enough in its humor so that enough people would get the jokes. But it also too didn't like, it was like, hey, we're going to tell jokes, a lot of them that are like black community jokes, and we're gonna roll with it.
Oh, dude, while I was watching it, most of them I was getting, I'm hip to it. I get it. I understand. But there was a couple of them where I was like, bro, that shit wasn't for me. Because I don't know what they're talking about. But it was funny. The line delivery is funny. Go ahead, Eric.
For sure.
There was one point in the movie where literally everyone in my audience knew the words exactly to a phrase someone said.
Oh, no, they were for real? Sure. There was
and I was
in
like,
my theater too.
I was lost.
Is it spoilers to say what phrase it was, or are you allowed to say it? I guess is the better question. Because
no, it was like the she had the Rosa Parks t-shirt on, and then the moment after that, where it's like you gotta get up and like I forget the whole phrasing.
Okay. It was from a movie, I would imagine, right?
Everyone said that in my theater.
That'd have fucked my world up. I was like, what am I missing here? Yeah.
Yeah, like, so my theater wasn't super packed, but everyone there was either brown or black. Like, so...
Lucky you.
So, like, there was a lot of jokes, especially, like, as the movie unfolds and they go over things, like, there was a lot of lines where people were cracking up, and then they were, like, as the things would happen, they would like kind of reiterate it and stuff like that. Like the same thing like Eric was saying, they knew the punchline because it's a thing that's like said around like,
it's part of their culture.
Yeah. Sure.
My viewing experience was myself, one white guy, I think, one white dude there, and then two couples, both of them black. The black couples were vibing with it. You know, they were being cool. They didn't. There was a little bit of talking behind me, but like not much, and like definitely nobody completing sentences or whatever. Yeah. But like the dude at the very front who showed up second looked at me, laughed, and then got on his phone. Was actively talking throughout the movie, and he was responding, but and like he was laughing, but it was one of those laughs where like it sounds like he didn't know what. Like, he knew he was supposed to laugh there, but he didn't know how he was supposed to laugh. Right.
So he's supposed to not be in that theater.
Bro, no, he went there for that movie, but let me tell you, he thought that he was in the culture. Homie was not in the culture. Multiple times he laughed real weird, loud, open mouth laughed, and then the people behind me laughed at him. They were like, "What the fuck is he doing up there, bro?"
That's a weird experience.
It was the weirdest. He was tripping, dude. He might, you know what? He might have taken fucking mushrooms before this thing and was tripping balls because he was so weird. He was so weird.
I can see wanting to be like on hallucinogens because you think it's gonna be that type of movie, but then it's not,
bro. And then it like, was not. Yeah.
I think this movie has a fine balance where they go over, you know, what genres they're trying to be. And I don't feel like it's I
don't know. It's frozen there. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it. Don't bring attention to it. I'm trying to fix it.
But yeah, like because I was like, okay, how much horror, how much comedy is this gonna be?
Yeah.
And I think overall that I literally like, I was like, oh, okay, because to me personally, I was like, okay, it's more comedy. I don't know if that's spoiler or not, but
I would argue it might be spoilers. But it's okay. It's okay that it's a little spoilery, though.
I'd be surprised if people went into that movie, though, more expecting more of a horror movie, though. Like, I don't know what the general consensus on that is.
I mean, I went in thinking that it was going to be more of a horror movie.
See, I was thinking more scary, akin to Scary Movie.
I could see that, but I'm glad it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It
took itself a little more seriously than a scary movie.
Yeah, Scary Movie is more goofy. Like, this movie does similar things, and it's not goofy.
It's not like, painfully goofy, anyways.
Yeah, and its jokes have a meaning, and it's not supposed to be just slapstick. Like those, like because like the haunted house type movies, like the Wayne stuff, like it's their style of comedy. That's why these kind of come out the way they are.
Yeah.
Because like that's like, oh, I'm trying to be a spoof, a parody, whatever you want to call it. And it is more meta, I guess you would say.
No, I wouldn't call this meta, right? So like meta,
real to life.
Yeah, like meta is essentially like we're commenting on the things that are happening to us as they happen to us, and we're analyzing it, and we're like experiencing it to a heightened ability. But this is even different. Because, like, I mean, it's a little meta because they talk about how black people die first in horror movies, but that's quick. Yeah. Like, it's not a lot of it. More of it is talking, I mean, it's like speaking to the trials and tribulations of what it is to be a black person in America. Mm-hmm. And it's super introspective of the black experience more so than it is black people in horror movies, right?
Yeah.
So it is kind of meta, but in a weird way. It's hard to put your finger on what the movie is. Almost.
Yeah. I mean, the movie, as much as I like relate it to other types of movie that are similar, like it is its own thing. Like, or to me, it's just like, and I will get into it in like ratings and stuff like that, but it's definitely interesting, and it's a good version of what it was trying to be.
I mean, yeah, I think this is it's the word I'm looking for. This is like something we've never really seen before, I'd argue. And I've seen a lot of horror movies. And this is something totally different, I feel like.
Well, the weirdest thing to me is it has the outline almost of like a scary movie type thing. But because it takes itself more serious, because its jokes are more meaningful, and like its jokes are to like push the plot, and you know it's part of the story. The jokes, it doesn't feel like Scary Movie, but then it's also like, to me, it's like still a similar genre that just took itself like more serious. Like they're like, hey, we're gonna be a horror comedy, but we're not going to just be ridiculous.
Yeah. which I love. I love.
Oh,
that
I think
shit.
it's fantastic, and I think the execution is it's good. Like they knew what kind of movie they wanted to make, and like they hit the nail on the the head.
What's up, Eric? You haven't said much.
I was gonna say, I think I'm trying to look at the writers, see because the way, I mean, to write a movie like this, you have to know the culture, right? You have to be grounded in it. You can't just throw together a couple jokes, then they're not gonna come off right,
Yeah.
So you have to know what you're talking about, really, and I think that's probably what helped this film.
I mean,
Yeah.
one of the writers has written it seems like mostly black-led things, so they are probably also black, I would imagine. Otherwise, that'd
I'm
be
pretty
crazy.
sure. I'm
ahead.
pretty
Tim
sure
Story
everyone
has
is
done-
that like wrote on it,
Yeah, the director, he's done Barbershop,
Oh,
which is solid.
Taxi,
ugh.
Fantastic Four randomly in there.
Oh, really?
That's because the first two probably did so good, like they
Yeah.
put them on a big project afterwards. So,
Yeah.
Hurricane
I mean,
Season, Think
know
Like a
that.
Man.
Shit, I thought that
Ride
was over.
Along, Think Like a Man 2, Ride Along 2.
Oh
Shaft.
no. He's done
Hey,
some pretty
Tom and
bad
Jerry.
movies on here though.
I love
But
Tom
those
and
are like
Jerry,
stuff that's in like like this sphere. Like
Is
a lot of
it?
it's like a lot of stuff is like black lead though.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I understand
It-
what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
And he
4
directed
seconds. Don't start
Kevin
nothing.
Hart.
Don't start nothing. 4 seconds. That's it. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Blackening. 3, 2, 1. I'm giving them both.
I'm also gonna do 2 thumbs up. Man.
This shit deserves
I
both.
liked it.
Oh man,
The
that's
theater experience for me was worth it.
I see mine wasn't. But what could be worth it for you is if you hit that subscribe button. Then you won't die first. Only people who aren't subscribed are the ones dying first,
true.
is what they
That's
say.
what I heard.
And then you hit the notification bell to find out new things you need to know to stay alive in the sequel. And then you can go back, watch any of the shorts we produce. Or, maybe you could click the button in the top right-hand corner and you could watch our spoiler-full version of The Blackening. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.